The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. I love Steve Banger's quote, "In the land of midgets, you look pretty tall sometimes." And boy, I feel like a midget when you travel as far as we've gone here over these last few weeks. But I have to tell you, folks, one of the highlights of the trip was the first day in Kiev on a Saturday. I was giving a speech. And, you don't realize that, when you're that far away from home, English is the third language in Kiev. It's actually 60 miles south of Chernobyl. And actually, you can glow in the dark there at night if you look really closely. But anyway, before we get to the markets, I was sitting on a table on the side of the room there waiting to give my talk. I was there about an hour early, and all of a sudden, these folks would come by and sit at the table, and some could speak English. And the one thing that they said that just totally blew me away, they all listen to TFNN daily, and what a tribute it is to Tom O'Brien to think what he's done. They asked about Basil and Steve and John and Andy. They asked about everybody, and it just really was a warm feeling. It just was totally awesome. Folks, I'm not saying that because I'm too old to BS anybody, and it was really, really good. In fact, I was with my good friend Tom Hugard, and he really thought that was a real tribute to Tom, even though he had never met Tom O'Brien, but it was really, really good. They listened to it, and believe me, it's a third language over there, so I had to have an interpreter, going over every word that I said, and so it's not an easy thing, to communicate. And we had in my speeches, I had 250 in one and 300 in the other, and usually when I give a speech in the United States, I might get maybe out of 250, I might get 6 or 7 people asking me more information, something like that. And all I did for the presentations was focus on only A, B, C, D. I didn't even bring up, the Fibonacci word. And I included a quick slide on it out of the 36 slides that I had. But it took me an hour and a half. And then after that, I couldn't believe all the questions that we had. We were there another probably hour talking, and answering questions. And I was really surprised. They would ask the question to the interpreter and he would give it to me. But they had some really good inquiries. But I have received so far over 28 responses. That's damn near, 5%. That's really high, from a speech like that. So it was interesting that's how it went on. But anyway, we'll get back to the markets. And then from there, I went to Munich, and then I went to Copenhagen, and Copenhagen was fun. I was on a radio program there, which was fun. And then I met with some people from Holland and Copenhagen and Sweden. Half of the people in the room were my students, and to see that they were doing so well was really, really good. And we were to have a 2-hour seminar that ended up being 4 hours, and it was also fun. And then on to London, where I had the pleasure to meet with my good friend who does all this work on sacred geometry, and for 3 days, and I was literally blown away because, folks, anybody that does not believe that there is order in the universe, you are flat out wrong, let me tell you. And I'm going to be able to prove it to you. What I'm going to share with you in this next little piece that I'm going to put into the room here is a YouTube video done by a woman who studied the pyramids for 39 years. I mean, really studied them. And you should watch this. And if you don't believe some of the numbers, go in there and prove them yourself. But it's totally unbelievable. It's the most exciting hour and a half I have ever seen But believe me, you realize I'm really into this kind of stuff, and it's really a really fun thing to watch. If you want the link, and you can't get it through the TFNN, if you'll email me, Larry Pesavento at gmail.com, I will send it on to you. And I don't share your emails. I delete them right away. I don't even save them. So if you want the email and you're interested in sacred geometry and Fibonacci and how all this stuff fits together, it's amazing. But someone had to do this. And like Albert Einstein said, God does indeed geometricize. He does not play dice with the universe. And before God was numbers. And this is the link right here. You'll get it. It's a YouTube video. I've got a tiny bit of jet lag, and I'm a little bit coarse, but I was looking forward to sharing you some of the stuff that I learned when I met with my friend up in Hampton Court, north of the city. South of. Yeah, I think it's south of the city. I don't even know whether it's north or south, but really beautiful area right on the Thames River. And he explained to me, these things that he's been watching in the market. And we're looking at some dire things, but they're not going to happen as yet. Basically, how he does things with his things, he doesn't really study astrology straight up, but he does by looking at the numbers. All of his charts, folks, if you can imagine this, are a Fibonacci spiral that starts with one large spiral, and then from another spot, another spiral occurs, and then from another spot, another spot occurs, much like we're doing when we're watching with cycles, only we're watching with static cycles. And the Fibonacci expansions and contraction cycles don't work because you're looking at them on a linear plane, and you have to look at them more of a three-dimensional, and that's what these spirals try to do. Part of this, you'll see the explanation through the video that I put in there, but I'd never seen the market described like this before. I mean, I believe in Fibonacci, I believe in patterns, and he does too. He does too, but he's got to the point where he really sees it better than anyone else I've ever seen in my life. So I really, really enjoyed those 3 days, and we had a wonderful time. Then I got to meet some friends, and then we had a wonderful seminar on the 28th, and then I spent another couple days visiting with students, and then got back really late last night, and I'm going to take the rest of the day off today, and I'll be hopefully smoking guns. But it's very, very exciting time that we live in. I'm going to be putting these numbers into Tiger TV here very, very soon, because I want you to see how this thing works, that there are people out there that are doing things that are really, really quite interesting. But the two dates to watch are the 20th and 23rd. During that time period, it can be within just a matter of a very, very short period of time. But the real key is the 23rd, which is, one day off for the summer solstice. And then the other day, the really, really big day, is the 27th and 28th of June. Yes, it's the 23rd. I'll be back to explain more about these dates in just a little bit.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed with Taz proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the Taz Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, folks, so get back to these dates that we were talking about, looking at these, Fibonacci spirals and stuff. But the way that you prove it to yourself is you go back and you look at the major lows and highs, and then you have to be able to replicate this, because if it can't be replicated, then it doesn't work. And it works. It's just basically, it's not the holy grail, because sometimes the market will go a little bit higher. But, it's so amazing. What I saw was unbelievable. I can see why these guys like Gann and Leonardo da Pisa, da Fibonacci, and Pythagoras and stuff had gone to see the pyramids, because it is indeed the library in stone. I mean, when you watch this video, you're going to be totally blown away at what it does. I mean, it's just really incredible piece of work. Okay, let's go to the markets here a little bit. We're talking about these dates. On the 23rd, we had the Brexit. And my friend said it was almost a foregone conclusion that Britain is going to exit out of the pound. We don't know how the market's going to react to that, but he felt it strongly. And that was his opinion. It had nothing to do with anything metaphysical or anything else, like that. So that's the key thing. But what I'm going to do is later in the week, probably on Thursday and Friday after I've rested, I'm going to put the dates into the room that you'll be able to see for the remainder of the year, and we'll just take a look at them, and so that you can see them. By the way, during this break, I got 13 emails asking for the YouTube video. That's good. Thank you very much. You will love it. I mean, I'll tell you, I don't know why it's free. I mean, I'd pay $100, I'd pay more than that, but it's just an awesome video. But I'm getting a little too excited here. Billy Ray is getting too excited. I have to slow down a little bit. Okay, what other thing do we have? All right, we'll get to the first things first, and that's the gold. I've posted in that that artificial intelligence program that I did. I invite Mr. Z. I invited the folks to join into the den. The problem is that English is their third language, and the time difference between Kiev and some of these other places are there. But there's a lot of folks that listen. I mean, they really do. I don't know if they always listen to come into the den, and I certainly urge them to get to know the folks, but I don't know, if they actually do that. But I do this just because the camaraderie that I've made with some of you folks out there, particularly Mark P in the room and Mr. Z and so many of the others, that it's really been really fun for me. But Tom O'Brien special, and of course Tommy Jr., Basil, all the, Steve Rhodes, I mean, all of John, John Logan, and also Andy Hecht, who I've only met one time, but it's really something. So Billy Ray never found the golden spiral. Billy Ray just saw it. I knew it was out there because I'd seen it once about 40 years ago, but this is the first time I've seen it put together that it makes it look really, really interesting because it's done. But the most important thing when you look at this and you see these numbers that come up have nothing to do with astrology. A lot of these people are still working, Duffy. That's the problem. It's 4:30 over there, and they usually work at 10, from 10 till 6. That's their usual hours. They eat really late. They eat like at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Everybody in the place smokes. All the smoking has to be outside, but they're still smoking. And the cab drivers drive 80 miles an hour. They text, and they use the phone at the same time. It's terrible. And it's really really amazing. But anyway, let's move on to what I was trying to get, and now I've forgotten what it is. Let's figure out what I was going to say. All right, not going to worry about it. I believe I have a guest tomorrow. I believe I have Dale Pinkert on. Oh, the dates. Thank you very much, Duffy. I have a copy of the dates, and I have a copy of the graph showing you the energy levels that are there. When we talk about an energy level, you're going to be able to see the area where you have all these hits coming together, and we have the largest number of hits in the last 3 or 4 decades coming in here on the 27th and 28th of June. That was equivalent to the one that we had back on August the 25th. Of 2087. That was the high of the market. It didn't crash, start down until October the 2nd. But just watch these dates, folks. They might not work. I don't know. In fact, I spent a good half hour at dinner discussing me talking about this stuff. And he said, I know it's okay to talk about because, most people just don't follow through. And I said, that's 100%er. Most people just don't do it, but, it's an idea. The main thing I was trying to get across is, I get so much stuff sometimes that Fibonacci is random and that, you're making these numbers up and all this stuff. But you watch that video and you tell me that there's something not random there. It's chaotic, but it certainly isn't random. Somebody's out there doing this. So if you don't believe in God, you better watch that video, whatever your God is, whether it's Mohammed or Jesus or whoever it happens to be, Buddha, I can't even think of the ones in India, the Bhagavad Gita, whatever it happens to be, the Shivas, any of those things. I mean, you got to realize that it's really, really, really amazing, how some of these things really come up. Okay, science. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I'm sorry to get off. When I watch this, I get so excited. I just couldn't believe it. It's just really awesome. Okay, the language of the universe is math, and you've got to pay attention of it. Remember the intergalactic phone number from Star Wars, 1.618. Okay, let's move on to the markets. We've got gold is now dropped $100 an ounce, actually $107 an ounce from the high that we made on May the 2nd. As you can see, this artificial intelligence program that goes back and looks at the past and decides if there's anything out in the future. Very similar, to what we're looking at when we're watching some of these astrological things and some of those spiral things. That's what you're looking at. So artificial intelligence is very, very useful because, the computer is doing the work for yourself. And this gentleman, Mr. Larry Edelson, has put this out, and it looks like gold gold should be making its final bottom. I think we're going to have some, rallies through here that could be, $60 an ounce. But frankly, I think we're going to eventually get down to that 1190 to 1150 area around the 22nd or around the 22nd, which is the solstice. And these are very, very important to, we'll be able to see that. I don't know who James Gleick is, mentioning anything about his book on chaos, but frankly, if he doesn't put anything on that, he don't know diddly. That's basically, Mike, is what I'm thinking of. It's really not that way. Follow that. Mike, watch this video before you go to bed in Thailand this morning, and you'll be really, really surprised. Well, you won't be surprised because you've seen some of this stuff before, but pay attention to it. It just shows you that some of the patterns that we're looking at is pretty much where you're going. So anyway, just keep an eye on this kind of stuff. But anyway, the gold, we broke down below the 38% retracement. We hit the exact 61% retracement in silver at $16 an ounce. But we might not rally much from here because the timing's not quite right. 877-927-6648. Oh, man.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks. Well, let me tell you, I have not gotten so many emails about one particular thing in than anything that I've seen in a long time. But I will get those on. The one person I did get as a spam. It's Casho, whoever you are. That came through as a spam, and I'm not able to send you an email. I know you use Earthlink, but Casho, if you're listening, if you'll send me another way to get it to you, I will. I'll get these to you today at some time. But you will really enjoy. I'm sure you really enjoy it quite a bit. And you'll remember, I'm looking at this from a standpoint that I really believe this stuff a lot more than most people. So we'll see what's going on, with this. But the key is that bottom that we had on the last week on the 19th, when we had Mercury going direct, and we had the full moon, and we had the three ABCD patterns in the Dow at 17,000. That was one of those really key dates that we're looking at. So the patterns and the ratios picked it up. The timing was also there. So that's the key thing. If we go below that 19th low, which is 17,300 in the Dow, you just stand aside, because that party is going to be over, for quite a bit. So that's the main thing of what we're looking at here. So keep in mind that I think that is why it's the most important. But not all the time do you see all these coming together at one time or another. But it does mean a great deal. Anyway, that's pretty much what's going on, and we will take a look, what's happening, and we'll go from there. Hold on, I think we have 1 second here. We have a question here. Oh, a caller from Spring. That's what you would send him a link to that video. Hey, I can't do it that way. You've got to. He's got to email me. I can't take them from the linking in here at the. Boy, I'm sorry, folks, but boy, I am. I can't take them from the den itself because it's too difficult. If he'll drop me an email, tell him tell Bill that I will be happy. Just send it to Larry Pesavento at gmail.com, and I will forward it on to you. I'll be happy to, because this is fun stuff, folks. It's the stuff that I had a little bit of this type of information. You're going to see an hour and a half of this. I had 3 days of it, 4 hours a day. We split, well, it's closer to 5 or 6 hours a day, but we split it up to a morning and afternoon session, and then we would have lunch, and then we would have dinner afterwards, and I had probably 12 to 15 hours or more of this, not counting the luncheon and dinner talk of these numbers, and the Knights Templar and the Illuminati and all this stuff, and how somebody knows this stuff that's certainly smarter than us, and what they do is, you remember the old riddle we had in here about the watch and the time of 10:10. I'm going to discuss that on Friday and show you, why that is also related to a lot of this stuff. But there's another part of that riddle that anybody that gets the part of the riddle on Friday is going to get a very, very nice present. I'm going to give them one of my rare books, not just any rare book. I'm going to give them one of my favorite rare books, because if they can get that, they're going to be looking at something very, very special. But that'll be on Friday. I want to bring that out, because that'll give me a chance to rest up a little bit, and I'll be okay. But I actually wouldn't have done the show today, but I was so excited to tell Tom about how well the show was. TFNN was taken. Hey, it was not. Hey, I'm not saying it was not just Kiev. It was also in Copenhagen and in London, of course. But Copenhagen was just as excited about it. And I did a radio show on in Copenhagen that they translate into Danish, and they link on to www.tfnn, and they went and archived, some of the things that we talked about. And in Kiev, one of the guys came up and he says, "Tell King Dollar I said hello to Tom O'Brien." I mean, can you believe this? I mean, this 8,000 miles away where they don't speak English. It'd be like being in the Saudi Arabia desert, or the Gobi Desert, and someone tells you to say hello to Tom O'Brien. So it's really was quite cool. Okay, I don't know a whole lot about the markets because I haven't seen them in well over 20 hours. All I know that silver and gold hit some pretty good support, but I really think because we broke below that 382 retracement at 1206 in the gold, we might go down a couple more times down to that 1190 to 1150 area. That would be the thing that I would be looking at. So I would certainly keep an eye on that area. But we still have a chance because we're only 30 handles away from a new high in the S&P. We could certainly get some type of news either from the Federal Reserve or some other place where we could go up and make a marginal new high, but that's all it'll be. It will be a marginal new high because we're looking at some pretty serious things, coming in the forefront here. The other one is about the interest rates. The Treasury bond and Treasury note markets are looking like they want to go lower. I'll put up the chart here on the notes, and you'll take a look at it. That it has a really nice triangle that is breaking to the downside today as we speak, and it looks like this is what's going to happen. We went 8 days sideways and haven't gone anywhere, and that's that's one of the things that we want to keep in mind. The overall picture in the oil market is negative, but we also have the possibility that we could run to touch the $51 a barrel level in oil. We got to 50.28. We've only backed off about $1 a barrel from that level, so that would tell us that we would be a chance, for one more push to the upside in oil. Looking at the things that we're watching here. Folks, I hope you like me, telling you what happened on the travels and, the people that I meet and stuff, and what an influence TFNN has on everybody, because I think it's pretty important. The fact that I've gotten a lot of emails this morning is really nice. And so we'll go on here to cover some of the markets, but the market part of this is not nearly as important as the friendships that you meet across the way. And Mr. Z, let me tell you something, buddy. Some of those people out there really appreciate your posts in the link here, because they said that guy's really good. And other guys are too, but for some reason they signaled you out, Mr. Z. So you're you're on the hot seat now, Bubba. They're going to be watching you like a hawk. So that's about it. Okay, now the main thing that I wanted to talk about today was talked about by Steve Banger on the show for Mr. Logan, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this myself. And this is a chart that we talk about. Indeed, he is, Duffy. He's in a world-class area. But you'll see here that we've got a area going over, this is from a year or so ago, but the volatility has started to drop again, where we're not seeing much of an action in some of this stuff, and that's a very negative thing. And I'll try to bring you the graph to show you this next after we pay some bills.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, swim lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Okay, folks, I posted the chart of the silver in the room here, and you can see we made the big ABCD, up at the high at that $18. We're now, $3 or $2 a barrel. Ta-da! $2 a bushel. That's not right. Let me see. We have barrels, bushels, and ounces. It's $2 an ounce off the high. It's touching the 61% retracement off of the March low and the 50% retracement off of the December low. That came in at 1601. However, we did have a fast tick in the oil down to about 1592 last night, but there was not enough trading there to give a baby mouse a good meal. I mean, it was really nothing, and then the market quickly, bounced above the 1597 to 1600. We haven't moved much off of it, but that's a key level. So if we go below that, we're going to be looking somewhere around the $15 an ounce, which would be the 61% retracement, off of the whole move. The gold, like I mentioned, went below the 382, which is the first sign that we've got a little bit of problem. But, we're down a month now. As of tomorrow, we'll be down a month from the high, and we'll be watching for this to watch. Remember that gold thing from Larry Edelson shows a bottom in the June area around 1st of June, but a different bottom around the 22nd. And when I look at the numbers that I'm looking at from the spirals of the stock market, which is a really small part of the market, folks. I mean, that's the whole key, to looking at some of this stuff, is the stock market is a really, really small. I'm going to show you just how small it is. And I want to discuss that a little bit. I'm going to try to discuss the things that I thought were important to me when I wanted to see this. And that is this shows you the difference between the stocks and bonds. And you'll notice that in Forex, we trade, somewhere a couple trillion every day, and we're doing about 54 billion in stocks, about 157 billion in bonds. And so you can see there's a huge difference in the amount of money that's moving around in these things. But let's just focus on the stock market for right now, and of course silver and gold and oil and stuff like that. So those are the patterns that are that seem very good. We've got a really nice ABCD pattern coming in corn here pretty soon, up about another 3 or 4 cents. It's going to complete a perfect ABCD in the D's corn, I believe. right around the $4.20 per bushel area. So, sort of watch that one. That will be a good one, to really, focus on. As far as guests, I think I'm going to have Dale Pinkert on this week. And from that level, we'll be able to see. We're going to have Norm Winsky on the 8th. And that will be a good one, also, and that'll be an interesting one to have on because Norman really has a soybean meal. I'm not able to put up the chart, P, because I can't do it because the internet connection doesn't allow me to move fast enough. And but it's made a 61% retracement at the 410 level in July meal. As long as July meal stays below, I think 410 to 412, that's a 61% retracement from the high that we made a year and a half ago. It's also a 50% retracement from the high we made at the original high when beans hit $17, dollars a bushel, back in that level. But this has been a contra-seasonal move in the grains because they bottomed, 3 or 4 weeks before planting even started. So there's interesting things going on. But you got to remember when we're doing these grains and stuff, we're only one crop failure away from famine in the world, folks. If we have a crop failure here in the United States, we have a famine in the rest of the world. And the same thing is true with Brazil because they do so many soybeans. And, you can see what's happened to soybean oil, of what happened when the monsoons didn't appear in India this year. They didn't produce any oil, and that cooking oil, is very, very important. They don't do too much with the tofu over there, but they certainly do, in Japan. So that's why this is going to be looking at it. Someone's mentioned about genetically modified crops. In Denmark, they do not allow everything there is organic. There's nothing genetically engineered over there. I think I mentioned the story about the woman that I met in the lobby in Denmark. I think I was on the show. That was my last show that I did. I thought that I mentioned it. So who knows? Anyway, we'll be able to see what's going on. Okay, now someone's asked a question about the grains. I'm going to have Rich Anderson on. Hopefully, I'll try to have him on Thursday if I can, and we'll see if we can get him on to talk about some of the grains because we're in the growing season now. Start of it, just the very interesting part of this, and so we'll watch, see if we can get Rich Anderson on, and we'll go from there. And also, I need to get Bill Meridian from Vienna, Austria, on again because he's very good. I'm trying to get Tom DeMark to come on also, but I haven't been able to reach him. And a couple of famous people declined because they were just too busy. And I guess it wasn't a big enough venue. But if they could travel around the world and see how many people listen to TFNN, they would most probably, change their mind. So this is a key thing to be looking. Mr. P, I think I have good news for you, Mr. P. Let me show you. This is an old chart. But if you'll... this is just about spot on. Hold on just a second here. I did this just the other day. This is the soybean meal. Just 1 second here, and you'll see that it made that butterfly bottom down there in February, and you can see the straight up move. It made a 50% retracement from the high in 2012 when beans hit 18,000. $18 a bushel, and then it made a 50% retracement from the high on the what do you call it? The doggone it, from the 2014. So this is a key thing. But with this straight up move like this, there's got to be demand in the world for meal. I mean that is to see the meal move $150, which is equivalent to $3 in beans, means that there's a shortage somewhere that people are, paying attention to. We've seen some pretty good movement in wheat and also in corn, but these are the ones that we're seeing in the meal right now. I did that chart just about 7 days ago, but it hasn't gone much higher than the original spot. Now, I wanted to show, I got off the beaten path here because the notes that I have are not scrambled enough that I can read them. But I wanted to show you the VIX index because we are Oh, shucks, I did that wrong. Hold on, I'm sorry. Doggone it. Ah, boy, when you're tired, you don't do these things right, and that's not a good thing. Okay, here's there's the VIX index, and there's what we're looking at here. You can see that we're nearly making new lows. There's absolutely no fear in the market at all, and that might be the right thing to do, but we'll see. All I know is if we go below March 19th, it's sayonara, 17,300.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I wanted to mention that I can't believe the response that I've gotten on that request for these for this video. So that's good. Send it out, and I will get it out to you. But that's good. Anyway, I will flat no. If you like that kind of stuff, you're going to flat out love this one because it blew me away. And that's just a fraction of what that thing does. That pyramid. Anyway, let's move on to the next market that we just talked about, the stock market. We were talking about the VIX index, the fact that the volatility had dropped in. Oh dear, oh boy. The good part is I'm not saying any bad words. That's the best part of this. So we'll watch this, very, very closely, and then we'll go from here. Okay, now we want to be paying attention to the volatility, because whenever the volatility gets this low, that's where the surprises come in. And we don't like to be surprised when we're doing these markets, do we? So let's pay attention and we'll see what happens. The two things to remember is that if we go below 786, let's try it again, Larry. If we go below the low of May 19th, 17,300 in the Dow Jones, or that level of 20 in the S&P 500, then we are starting a bear market that will probably last about 5 or 6 years. It'll be some great ups and downs, but the buy and hold strategy is going to be really, really suspect. That's the key thing. Now, I've had a question whether could that bottom that we made in gold on Sunday night at 11.99 be the bottom. There's a possibility of that, but I don't believe so. I believe you would have to get gold above the 1270 level, to prove that out. And that's a good $58 from where it is right now. We've only rallied $22, off of the bottom. So that in itself is not enough, but the first rally back should take us up to 1234 in the gold, and then we'll wait and see. Thank you for listening, folks. May God bless.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.